What up, my freaks? RuinusInsight here with part 11 of my Total War Warhammer 3 modded Skarbrand the Exiled Immortal Empires campaign. So as we saw last time, Skarbrand's latest rampage saw him pretty much annihilate the last defenders, taking out Kroq-Gar and his forces, and leaving them with 3 sacked settlements that, well, will fall within the next couple of turns as we head towards other things. Otherwise, the Confederation debuff from Arbol is nearly over, and that's a nice thing. And do we have anything else to do this turn? These guys, I believe, are sitting pretty where they're supposed to be. The recruitment is still proceeding apace, and I guess just building to build. Well, let's do that. The critical stuff is obviously going to be all of the trophy chambers slash, money-making things. There we go. Let's upgrade all them trophy racks into trophy chambers. Eventually, this will enable us to be completely self-sufficient in terms of not caring about the predicted income coming in and just relying on the battles giving us sufficient money. Not there yet, but, we'll get there eventually. We have a war arena here in Vulture Mountain. We've upgraded the Cultist Enclave here. We do have the hero recruit rank bonus here as well. If we upgrade this, we could recruit heroes from this particular location, but I think it's probably not worth the expenditure right now. Kasabar. I believe I said I was actually keeping as a dimensional rift. We have the Simmering Anger here. We could go for the massive increase to growth from Cultist Camp Pasture, so I think we'll do that rather than the trophy racks, as odd as that may seem, and then you can go for Dark Bastion. Here, we'll go for the trophy racks, and this... keep you as a dimensional cascade for a reason, a dimensional breach. I think I was just going to switch you. I think it was just in need of repairs, so that's what we'll do. And then we've got Karagarud, which we will upgrade to a Dark Bastion, and I do believe we're good to go. Alrighty, let's end the turn, and let's mosey on. I forgot about the scouts. Darn. Not a big deal, but I do wonder whether Wulfric has confederated Throggy, or whether Throggy is still out there. We just gotta find one proper Norscan ally that has access to all their units. Otherwise, it won't matter. Looks like Tamarkan is doing fairly well. I wonder, usually Tamarkan and Archaon have a tendency to fight each other. Oh, I forgot about Bloodthirster Pizzlegnaw. Oh. Is YouTube gonna get angry about me saying that? Yeah, whatever. What was I saying? Yeah, usually Tamarkan and Archaon, they fight each other, so I'm wondering whether they hate each other up there or not. Gorbat Ironclaw, what you want, bud? Non-aggression pack, yeah, that ain't happening. You're basically occupying all of the green territory that's in the Badlands. We've gone south into the desert, which is all yellow to us, so Anyway, province secure, Devil's Backbone. Arbol is back. We've got Mahrok, which we can, I guess, upgrade and immediately go for the Blood Tributes. Ready for duty, Arbol. Mahrok drawn to destruction. Oh, that's what that did. Okay, good. Then, before we do anything else, I would like to see... not missions, diplomacy, quick deal, and minus 106.4. Oh, wow. Huh. Well, that ain't happening, is it? I know that the ruler is prejudice minus 1. Shouldn't we have a 25 counteracting this? Apparently not. Alright, well, we'll just ignore him for now. Does Skarbrand have the mechanic wherein if we beat up Skulltaker, we can confederate him? I don't know. I just don't know. Anyway, Gulgast, you will want to raise, I guess, a Doomglade, yeah? Can you two reach this location? You might have to march stance. Alright, let's see about this. You go to Libaras. Like so. Unfortunately, you can't do it on your own, but that's fine. And then Scarlet Legion, you will go right here. Wait. I fear that you might not be able to get there, get close enough in march stance. Or in regular stance, rather. I wanted you to be able to sail out and gather up a few islands, but I fear that you might not be able to. Well, just nothing we can do about it. Go here. And are you in range now? You are now in range, and yeah, that was too far. Oh well. Heroic victory. I don't care enough about this, so I think we'll just auto-resolve it. We'll take the damage, and then we will raise it for the Huh. Or we could wait the turn, raise the next turn. It's a decent amount of sack value out of it. Full turn's worth of, you know, saving us. It's also a decent amount of skulls, though. I'll take the skulls. Alrighty. Then, I would like... Oh, you're going to be gone next turn anyway, so there is no longer a purpose for you. And Scarlet Legion, I'd like you to go northward, and I want to see, identify what's in Lamy. I assume it's full of rats? Yeah. Oh, and the rat army is there. Oh, I wonder if it's Queek himself. That would be nice. Alrighty, you, Skarby, you're going this way, but Skyla and Fengrim is going this way. Because he's going to be joining Ghoulgast. Like so. And Ghoulgast is going to go to Doomglade. Which he will auto-resolve because it's a waste of time. A second Helm of Discord, beautiful. And we will have no choice but to... You know, I'm going to say get another Blood Host. I wanted to send one out to sea out here, and I feel like this is the time to do it. Alright, and you, I guess for now, can keep the Helm of Discord. No ringers, unfortunately, but oh well. Ringer would have been real nice. What do you want to do? You want to combat trials, don't you? Alright, go into combat trials. Are you able to get into this army? Not quite yet. Oh, also, we don't have room for you, so let's get rid of the least experienced unit of Khorne Gores. I did say that we'd be reducing it by 1 anyway, or by 2, whatever. Alright, you'll get in there later. Alright, so she giggle. You, Skarby, you are going, well, let's start by moving you this way, though I'm not 100% sure whether you're actually going this way or this way. The other thing I'd like to see is, so what the heck are you doing? Are you just gonna sit there while we continue recruiting? May very well be. I didn't mean to build the frickin' Nurglite, Pestigore. Oh, and the Gorgons are back to being relatively expensive, aren't they? Yeah. Wait, where are Bestigores? 20 again, okay. We need more proximity of foes. You, Major Rager, you are going to... Actually, I was gonna say raid, but well... You need to channel, but at the same time, our money situation right now is horrific. Thanks to all those new units, and the non-stop continuous recruitment, so yeah. Go into raiding stance, please, and just help it out a teensy bit. Then, and what we will want to do... Wait, do we have any hero... Ooh, wait, is that a gold mine? Yes, more faction-wide upkeep reduction, please. And how are we doing in this gold mine? Yes, do that. And... you can build a trophy rack, so we don't actually need the public order thing here because this is a green territory, one of the few green territories. Next up, Arbol. You're back. You're going to replace Mr. Grawl Carnalitus and replace Lord with Mr. Arbol, like so. Lovely. And then Arbol, we got points for a dominating presence, obviously. Do you actually reduce the upkeep of these guys? Yes. Alright, beautiful. So get Eye of Khorne and put 2 points into Mortal Champion of Khorne, reducing their upkeep. You may as well go through all of your unique line. I'm just checking what exactly it all does. Yeah. Extra melee defense is always nice. Unbreakable Host, obviously. Blood-soaked champions, again, obviously. And devoted to the Blood God. We don't need Skull Takers. We don't need Ferocious Hunters. We probably don't need Hellforged Engines. There's something here that we will get, because, I don't know. I gotta do something with his army that isn't just plain, you know, the same exact as I've used him before, so I will think about it. Otherwise, though, we will want Root Marcher. And I'm going to say... We don't do fire damage on these guys as yet, so... Thick skin? Or do we just save the... You know what, just save the points for now. This is... not good. We're not in range of any attacks, are we? Even with you raiding. Oh, that's not good at all. I might have to cancel one of the upgrades, which is a bit of a shame. Do this. Just stay ahead of the cash situation. Also, do you have any missions for us? I don't believe you do. Alright. Any other way to stay ahead of the cash situation? The other way is to attack this and get a little bit of money out of it, which we will do, but most likely next turn. Corpse Collector. Banner of Unholy Victory, winning melee combat, a little bit of extra damage. I mean, that's fine as a generic sort of trait, but isn't anything crazy. Maybe we'll use you to evolve into a Demon Prince. I was gonna evolve somebody. And I like the other guy's trait a little bit more than Corpse Collector. Not that the additional weapon strength is bad, especially if we use big old monstrous units. I'm really hoping this guy doesn't move away next turn. But I guess we'll see. Alrighty, let's hope that this is enough money not to go bankrupt. Otherwise, we've got you two. I'd like you to go up here. You're going to join an army. I'm just not entirely sure which. You are just taking a look at what's going on with Throggy. You are going to take a look at what's going on with Mr. Zatan and with Sail the Faithless. And just to double check, how are you and Archie feeling about each other? You're fighting the Western Provinces. Fair enough. Wait, no, this is us. The gods smile. Oh, wow, Archie's in a bad way. Yeah, they don't hate each other anymore, but they are not super friendly. Oh, wow, Strength Rank 2 is Sylvania. Alright, I guess once we will fight the Empire, but it'll be the Empire of Undeath, which is just the way I'd have it. Alrighty, Arbal, I would like to move you, sir. You definitely can't defeat Boris in your current army's state, but what you can do is move out and raid some stuff. Boris's main stack is here at the Monolith of Eubonicus. Most likely he's going to proceed to attacking the rest of the of Archaon's territories. You go out here. And, oh, I guess you will want to spend a turn in combat trials. Get that channeling. It doesn't matter as much for these guys as it does for the demon. Well, actually, we still have physical resistance on these guys, so actually it does matter. I lied. What do we have in Unholy Manifestations? Oh, the Call of Battle to raise something, which is fine, but not something that's super critical right now. Otherwise, I believe we're good to end the turn and hopefully not go bankrupt. You no longer need to channel. Go into no stance. What about you? You no longer need to channel, go into no stance, you are still healing, eh? You know what, just go into Granite Massive. Speed up your healing a little bit. You really need a cultist, but we don't have an extra one here, so it is what it is. And, oh man, Skarbrand's gonna take 2 turns to get to Lamia. We need the cash, and we've already sacked Serpent Coast, so we won't get a lot of money out of it. Yep, iffy situation. Skip. We may need to cancel more buildings, but, well, let's hope that we can overcome it. And then get into battle again. Alright, Quickie, you know that our armies are moving northward. Are you gonna ask one more time? Nope, military access. Ah, he's right there. Oh, damn. Why did I say damn? Because I want his defeat trait on Skarbrand in particular. Though admittedly it's a nice defeat trait on literally anybody, but including Skarbrand. Alright, now are you going to move or are you going to stay right here? Ah, they're raiding us now too. No, you're gonna stay right here. Where did the other one go? Oh, great. Now unhappy populace right as soon as the bonus to populace ends. Okay. What can you do? Constructor. We survive the bankruptcy. We get the bonus from raiding, and I take it Skarby will not be able to reach Queekie. That's a real shame. He's in March stance, too. Skull Throne. We could use Fury's Flight for this. Instantly replenishes faction army's movement range. And I think that's what we gotta do here. So, Skarby, go this way. I guess you're gonna take Lamia then, because I was gonna use another lord to do it. I would like you to check what's going on at Lamia. Like so, and Lamia is, level 1. Oh, interesting. Alrighty, well, we'll still have to occupy it so that these things occupy themselves, and I assume that Rosetra is not full of rats. At least I would hope so. Anyway, Major Rager, I would like you to hit Serpent Coast and raise it for good. Minus 11,000. Did it just increase? Come on. Alrighty, auto-resolve this. Not worth our time, and raise it for the Blood God. I'm gonna say send another one of these Blood Hosts out to sea. Are you gonna... Why are you suffering attrition? Swamp attrition? Oh, it's just desertion attrition. That'll be fixed in a moment. You, Major Rager. I need you to go into combat trials and start channeling. You're gonna need the extra magics so that you're good and ready to fight the... Oh. Zinja's here. Mass Defenders destroyed. So that you're good and ready to fight the Order of Lore Masters. Now the real question is, do we attack you immediately? Funnily enough, if we really wanted to, we could vassalize Kairos, but the vote was limited allies, and I don't know, Zinch is, I think, a little bit too far. So, first of all, Skyla, go into Gilgast's army. Like so. What do we have against Quick? Just, well, obviously it's a pile of clan rats, it's clan wars. That's what they're good at. Yeah. Unholy, no. We are going to go for Fury's Might. I clicked the right one, right? Faction Leader's Army's movement range. Yes, okay, I got worried there for a moment. Then, sorry, Queeky. We will, you know, we'll just attack you. I mean, we could get some money from these guys, but declare war. I feel a little bit bad about this. Because he liked us. But it is what it is. It's a giant, red, demonic monstrosity eat-rat world. Anyway, kill.
We spill their blood. We seize their skulls.
Alrighty, here we go. From undead to dwarfs, from dwarfs to lizards, and from lizards to rats. And unfortunately for poor Queeky, though Skarby usually allies with him, he just has such a good defeat rate with upkeep reduction on it that he's gonna have to die. And the first blow takes about 30% of his HP, and plus on top of that, unlike the lizards, he cannot ignore the rampage-causing effect, so everybody be rampaging. Queeky's down to 25% of that, 5% of his HP. And by the looks of it, with that, it gets crushed. Queek is dead just in time for the rest of our army to make its way towards the enemy line. Lovely little flat bit of terrain for this army to maneuver around. Not that we have a lot of cav or anything like that, but we do have the Fleshhounds, which are positioning themselves behind the enemy line. Now there is a single enemy range, well, technically second enemy range unit in the form of the Gutter Runners that we're going to chase down with the Fleshhounds. Of course, the other was the artillery piece, but that one went pretty darn quick as we forced it into rampage. Alrighty, and now it's just a matter of time. Storm Vermin facing off against the armor-piercing Exalted Bloodletters. It's actually a fairly darn good matchup for the Exalted Bloodletters. The heavy armor of the Storm Vermin will not allow them, or will not avail them. Not avail them much, rather, as they get cut down by the Coneheads, etc., etc. Looks like where Skarbrand went in, as in the center of the enemy battle line. Now that line has collapsed and only the left and right flanks remain in the fight, with the Blood Reaper and the Khorne's Bloody Fist leading. The rest of the Storm Vermin and Clan Rats on the right flank are now surrounded by our Bloodletters. And enemy units are getting chased down by the Fleshhounds as well. Looks like the battle is very nearly ours now. The balance power at about 90% in our favor. Keep in mind also that the enemy army was in march stance, so there was no escaping this. And on top of that, their army is pretty darn... that right went flying. Their army was pretty darn badly debuffed by same said march stance. And there we go, just like that, Queek falls, his army has been destroyed, and the war against Clan Moors has begun. The Head Taker versus the Skull Cleaver, I don't know, something. Skull Taker, wait, no, that's a different... Shut up. Alrighty, there we go. Alas, poor Queeky. He wasn't expecting that one, but it is what it is. I'd love to take the skulls, but our money situation is so horrific right now that we actually have no choice but to offer us tribute. It is what it is. Otherwise, kill-wise, there's always a high head count when you're fighting the rats, and just by a tiny, tiny margin, it looks like the arena butchers beat out the B positives. For the dogs, we've got, again by a tiny margin, the blood seekers. Seek rats just as well. Anyway, we'll go for offers tribute. Like so, and that will recover our movement range to be able to reach and occupy Lamia. We could sack it and keep moving. and allow the Scarlet Legion to take it. Yeah, there we go, upkeep production on Skarby. And this is why I wanted Creek's Defeat rate. Anyway, Skarby, maybe sack it. It's a tier 1, so it'll make no difference anyway. I assume you can reach it? Yes. Alright, let's auto-resolve. And, oh, I'd hurt the Khorne's Bloody Fist. That's disappointing. Sack. There we go. And a march stance, I guess, past all this. You can't raid as you move, unfortunately. Oh well. And you're gonna move in march stance. I dare the rats to try to ambush Skarbrand. Ooh, Skull Island. Hello. That's... Huh. Golgast, I have a job for you, buddy. Go up northward. I was gonna send you south, but now I've changed my mind. We need you to get that Skull Island, since these guys are not gonna be capable of it. Speaking of these guys, though, I will still head you out to sea. And I will send Golgast up north all the way... is this a... It's a Doom Engineer, okay. I thought it was a Rat Plague Engineer. You, go up northward. And await your next Exalted hero. Probably gonna do another Menace. But yeah, since these guys can use Gorby's chariots, I gotta have them. Alright, you guys are technically supposed to be following Skarbrand around. So let's move you this way. We'll have you take this. And technically speaking, wait. Yeah, occupy. Alright, and technically speaking, you go this way as well. We need to split Skarbrand's stuff off with this stuff. Unfortunately, this stuff is busy, and it's about to be a sort of matter of survival, or real busy, as we attack these guys. With all these monsters, I'm almost tempted to get the Bloodroot Behemoth, but it's so incredibly expensive that I fear we just plain won't be able to afford it right now, and we'll just have to work with what we've got. But what we got isn't too bad, so... You. Annoying, raiding, frickin' rogue army. Declare war. Like so. And Grog. I don't know if I'm keeping you, but what I do know is income from post-battle loot. I mean, I guess I could have gotten the buffs for these guys to make the battle easier, but it's too late. You go into summoning and kill. You're not gonna run. Good for them. What do we have here? It's an attempt from Nurgle and Pestilence to attack us. And presumably Beastmen also sworn to Nurgle, and for some reason some things in the woods, and some Baeltor. Wow, this is just a random menagerie of monsters. Either way, with the garrison coming in, they stand no chance. Go.
Tear them apart! Take their skulls! Soak this land with their blood! For Khorne!
That's what we do, my friend. That's what we do. Here we go. Obviously, the presence of these abominations, this random menagerie of monsters in our territory is fairly irritating, but at the same time, it is an interesting army composition, so we'll certainly enjoy the fight, just don't enjoy having to, you know, putter around and chase after the other little army that sort of divided itself from this army. Anyway, we're waiting for the reinforcements to arrive because why damage our main stack when we got a pile of reinforcements coming in? May as well allow them to take some hits instead. And since a decent portion of this army is going to be divided off into the pike and shot force, we have plenty of those anti-large Chaos Warriors of Khorne with halberds. The Slaughter Guard is not here to lead them, but, well, I wager we shouldn't really need them. Everybody's moving into position now, and Gorgon is waiting its fun, and we do have the two Jabber Slights, which are in this army, well, not really in this army, but here temporarily to take the place of Slaughter Brutes until we can get Slaughter Brutes. And I'm sure we'll find a place for the Jabber Slights, even though they don't feel very corny to me. They feel more like a mix of Nurgle and Zinch. Closer to Nurgle, with the spurting bile blood and the general disgustingness of these things. I'm gonna say 80% Nurgle, 85% Nurgle, 15% Zinch. But anyway, here we go. The Chaos Warriors of Khorne will close the distance. Ooh, very nice battle lines smashing into each other as the Ungwars are the first to the fray. The enemy lands its Baeltor in the midst of our battle lines, only for our big ol' anti-large Gorgon to move towards it. And it looks like the Bale Taurus wants no part of that. But the Gorgon has plenty of monsters to hunt because, once again, there's just such a varied mix of different types of units here. We've also been waiting first our Chaos Warriors of Khorne with dual weapons to see where the enemy infantry went, and on top of that, our Forsaken of Khorne. Now, the Forsaken of Khorne are anti-large units. They have no melee defense, but they can mob a monster, and they will do so with gusto here. Alrighty, looks like the right flank, where we deployed all of the bloodletters from our reinforcing army, is going fairly well. Does look like our Forsaken of Khorne will have to meet some regular Forsaken, which are here as well. But by the looks of it, they're actually going to get cut down by the bloodletters and the Chaos Warriors of Khorne. There we go, those armor-piercing halberds will make quick work of the heavy armor of the Forsaken, or medium-high armor of the Forsaken. The Gorgon is working away at the enemy Beasts of Nurgle, delivering massive amounts of damage to the models. And again, I do love that Beasts of Nurgle are 4 model units in SFO as opposed to the single entity in vanilla. Much better in my opinion. And oh wow, the Gorgon actually does look fairly decently sized compared to the Abomination. And I know I say this a lot, but I always find it amusing that the Helped Abomination, the rats have something that is far more horrifying than any demon. I mean, look at this frickin' thing. Every time I marvel at how horrific the Abominations are. But it can't stay horrific for long, as the Gorgon and the Jabberslike bring it down, and with that, the enemy army shatters. Our Forsaken had actually caught up together with the Fleshhounds, those Cygors, and were able to keep them pinned while dishing out plenty of damage to them. This one has only attacked the Cygor, so all of this damage on these guys at a loss of only the 1 unit. Pretty darn solid. There we are in a nice little fight, and now we just gotta make sure we chase down and destroy everything we can. And then finally make the delivery of these units to the 3, I want to say, armies that they're supposed to be part of. Anyway. Alright, there we go. Rather nice work out of Grog. Gold Troll Tooth there. 141 units lost, and a lot of that was from the garrison force as well. Well done, sir. Hopefully that'll lead you on your way to Demon Princehood. We also got a solid amount of mileage out of the Forsaken, which are actually pretty interesting units in SFO, with the pretty big anti-large bonus that they have at, let's take the money, the pretty big anti-large bonus that they have at 20. Let me just click on them for a second. At 20, so they have no melee defense, but against monstrous units that doesn't matter, because, well, at least it doesn't matter much, because the splash damage from, I don't know, like a whatever, is going to be killing them anyway, but they just rush themselves at a big old monster, and heedless of the fact that it does damage to them, mob them, and use their massive amount of damage to, well, kill them off. And it works quite well. You have to chase this guy down. Auto resolve. The Ruby Ring of Ruin, which I don't believe we care for. Too much magic. And unfortunately, we won't be able to reach Gua, the Soul Crusher, so we will move towards Gua and hopefully try to chase him down. As to whether it works out, I guess remains to be seen, and it also remains to be seen whether we can defend if he, well, it depends on if he manages to get anything on field. Anyway, EU, do you have Root Marcher? You do. I'll lose that, and then Ruby Rings of Ruin. Granted, they do provide fire. They provide flaming attacks, though. So in armies that rely on fire damage, they may have some use. We don't necessarily have to launch the fireball, just keep hold of the ring and do extra fire damage. Though we already do fire damage on the exalted heroes and the cultists. And, oh, wait, are you telling me that all of our heroes do fire damage anyway, so we don't actually? So let's see, fire damage, fire damage. The blood speakers do not. Huh. Or the cultists rather do not. But you do fire damage. Why? It's not War's Prayer. Why are you doing fire damage? Let me check Skarbrand's army. Yeah, you're also doing fire damage. Oh, the War Shrine. You're on a War Shrine, and the War Shrine does fire damage, doesn't it? Yeah, no fire damage on you. Chaos Steed gives you no fire damage, but the War Shrine does. And 99% of the time, you're going to be on a War Shrine, because why bring a War Shrine when you can bring a Cultist? Alright, fair enough. Then we'll get rid of these then. Fuse. And get a potion of healing out of it. Much, much better. We also have... Well, we'll keep the potion of strength for now. Spotter Spyglass I don't really care for. And again, we are so light on items. We do have a spare Helm of Discord, which will probably go where somebody needs it. Obsidian Blade and Talisman of Preservation are going to go to our new Lord. I don't care about the Wormslayer Sword because the melee defense just makes it completely not worth it. And within some... Unless it's some very rare cases. And Mad's Map... I can't trust it. I mean, we could risk it. It will allow us to catch Gua, but at the same time... screw it, just risk it. It cannot be unequipped. It's a 20% chance, but if it doesn't screw us this turn, we should be able to catch Gua. I don't trust it, not after Thorgrim's campaign. Anyway, we have enough money to stave off bankruptcy now. We gotta move those scouts around, so keep on scouting. And I am not seeing a Throggy by the looks of it. I believe. Player of the Troll King, yeah, it looks like he's gone. Fair enough. Just go. Ooh, hello. You're now at war with Marienburg and Lorelorn. Defensive Alliance. That's what I want. Wait. 2,000 gold? Come on, man. Alright, screw the military access then. He'll ask for it eventually anyway. Alright, this gives us vision, but more importantly, this gives us access to units. Build it somewhere where you're safe, like in Doomkeep, and far enough away that the enemy cannot reach it. Maybe Forbidden Citadel? Where's Forbidden Citadel? Oh. Altar of the Crimson Harvest. Yeah, but it's... On the one hand, it feels the most appropriate, but on the other hand, it might get attacked by something, and I don't trust it. I want something that is very unlikely to get attacked. Oh wow, these guys have moved north? Huh, interesting. Look at all these skull piles everywhere where we are not. Let's do Monolith of Bjorkil then. Not Monolith of Katam. Monolith of Bjorkil, the Bloody Hand outpost. And what we want out of these guys is them skinwolves, well, armored skinwolves, for Kuchar the Blood Hunter. Lovely. Alright. Everything's proceeding apace. We still have the Call of Battle available to us. What do we... Yeah, okay, he did Confederate Throg. Makes sense. I want to see two things. First of all, I would like to see what we have here. So Oracles of Tzeentch want to be friends, but I don't think so. That's not what I would call limited. Abominations want peace now, but that's definitely not happening. And Clan Moors wants the same. We do have to be careful about them attacking Death Gorge. But unless it's with 3 stacks, I don't see them taking it. Otherwise, our forces are good. Oh, I didn't move the second scout. You're supposed to find Sail the Faithless. A few more Norscan factions would not be a bad thing, because, you know, we can't rely on them. Yeah, this is fine. We can't rely on... Put a Pillar of Skulls and raid it for a little bit. Yeah, there we go. You can take this. You absolutely can. But if we declare war on these guys right now, we have to be prepared, and this army is not yet ready for it. We need to save up a little bit of money, then get a temporary lord and get these guys a few more, units. What is this? Oh, we can build blood shrines here? Oh, that's interesting. I was actually going to put a few of those into one of our armies. I do wonder... I wanted to see what their global recruitment cost was, but I don't think anybody can go into global recruitment right now, so I guess we're gonna have to wait. Yeah, because we can't build them out of Galbaraz yet. Ooh, and we do very much want to upgrade the Dimensional Nexus here. That will give us our first Soul Grinder. And our first Foundry of Blood for the Skull Cannons. 2 Skull Cannons for Pike and Shot. Yeah, alright, and next turn we're gonna have to try to rack up enough money for that. But for now, I guess we'll skip, and end the turn. There was a damaged building somewhere, but I no longer know where it is, so it's life. Pharos! No on the military access, buddy. Hopefully he doesn't transfer our settlements anytime soon. He probably will, but at the same time we'll be declaring war on him relatively soon as well. Probably get a few names down while we're at it. Oh, also while the turn is ending, engagement threshold, 300 likes, 50 comments, double episode, weekend, etc, etc, etc. Don't forget if you're into that sort of thing. Anyway. Turn is ending? Yes. Alright, so outpost begins. Kingdom of Beasts, kingdom secured. Sacking settlement increase. That'll help us get more money. Tzeentch is now ascendant. Well, that's rude. Well. Serpent Coast to draw into destruction as well. Alright, so you will go into blood tributes. We have no choice because once again the populace is unhappy. It is what it is, but it is annoying. Alright, you guys go out here. Oh. Go around the coastline. Don't suffer attrition yet. You're going to suffer attrition in 3 turns anyway. I don't see why you would want to... Go... Ah, look at that. There's an island down here. Good. Go pick that up. And then you... I really wanted to see what was going on out here. You know what? Maybe go this way for now. Regardless of the fact that Gulgast is going to go this way as well. Speaking of Gulgast, I would like you to channel for 1 more turn. Then raid to the coastline, or, you know, heal at the coastline, then go for that Skull Island. It's 20k, and it'll be very much worth it. Huh. I was gonna send you to rats, but you know what? There's also... dragons. Though admittedly, how well will your army do at taking on dragons? You have basically no anti-large whatsoever. Could warrant a Bloodbrute Behemoth or something, in theory. Might have to forego a second exalted hero, but it might be worth it just to have a sort of ringer to be able to take out the, to be able to take those out. The alternative would be to use Skyla's buffs and put a unit of Minotaurs in with the great weapons, right? Yeah, might be the better pick, especially since he buffs them and cheapens them and doesn't, or cheapenates, whatever. That's a word, I swear. What was I saying? I don't remember, it's not important. What is important is, let's get moving. Skarby, to Misty Mountain ye shall go. And you can't go past it, unfortunately. And Misty Mountain is not a capital. Well, actually, it is their faction capital, but it is not a capital settlement. This is not worthy of our time. I want to double check if anybody can move on in and follow you, sort of. Scarlet Legion. I don't care about you, but you can be used to scout. The rest of you guys keep moving up here. And you're actually able to move fairly close. Unless the Scarlet Legion's in the way. You You know what? You know what? Wait. Bloodthirster, go here. I'm tempted to just delete you so that Grawl can leech XP. Screw it, whatever. Alright, you go here, and you guys can travel roughly the same distance. Keep following Skarby. This is very dangerous because the rats can, you know, get a guaranteed ambush against these guys if they do reach them, so we'll have to watch out for that. Next up, yeah, see, this is why I don't use Mad's map. Yes, see, it teleported us. Of course it frickin' did. Alright, go here. Maybe it won't teleport us next turn. The best use of Mad's map is to put it on a pirate army, as in put it on an army that goes out to sea and does sea things, because it cannot teleport you away, because, I mean, the sea doesn't technically have zones. I mean, it does, but it doesn't for as far as the map is concerned, so, yeah. How are you looking at? Oh, wow, you're liking us even less. Go figure. Damn you, Mad's map. I knew it. Ugh. Why do I do this to myself? Anyway, Legion of Asgore, you're still kicking, eh? The main issue is that you're not willing to do a defensive alliance yet. Defensive alliance with you. What if we join your war against... you're not fighting Imric? Go figure. There's Rictus and there's Goldtooth. What's the likelihood Goldtooth starts sailing on over here? It exists. That is not enough. Oh, wow, okay. We could just do the non-aggression pact. Blue roses? That will be enough for a defensive alliance. It will be somewhat concerning, though. And Rictus is another rat host, which we will probably be at war with. They will... I don't know, whatever, just do this. Huh. Are there a bunch of landmarks here? Well, I guess we're going to find out. I want some of their units, and I want to see... Oh, wow, they're not doing so bad. Let me just see here. What are we looking at? All right, I don't see a bunch of landmarks that would benefit us, which is good. There is gold here, but it's so far away that it may not be a concern, at least not right now. Alrighty, anybody else? Scouts, you gotta move again. We are paying 500 gold per turn for you. Honestly, you may no longer... You know what? You, go find Valkia. We may not be able to get her as a vassalization or a... Well, actually, we would be able to vassalize her, but we wouldn't be able to get her as a... Move to a skull pile, and I didn't even see it. Go figure. As a confederation. Anyway, Grimgor's out here doing Grimgor things, and taking on Zatan, who, by the looks of it, will be destroyed. Well, meaning no alliances with Zatan, I suppose. He is not worthy. Arbal, just stay in raid for a little while until we can fix our money situation, buddy. Sorry. Fortunately, that's what Skarbia is working on. Major Rager, you can... Oh, man, you still got a channel. Frickin', the frickin' magics and the calm winds. You know what? We're probably better off doing this. Go to Teotiqua, at least the winds of magic aren't calm there. And head towards the Tzeentchian territory. Like so. Thereby not losing any, and not wasting as much travel time. Skarby, I will need you to, I guess, sack Misty Mountain. 8.9k. It's okay. You do have the bonus from sacking, right? I did give that to you. Income from raiding, income from sacking settlements 10%, and raiding 25%, yeah. Just get, if I could just click it. Please, let me just, thank you. Damn you, game. Auto-resolve, and a little bit of damage, and a little bit of a sackage. Like so, and some... Damn. Ooh, Banner of Swiftness. Nice pickup, though. And Blood Collector, another sack thing. I guess Crad Tommen's the next place to go. I think maybe we're better off going this way. Like this. Staying in Misty Mountain, which will allow us to raid and then move to Crad Tommen and Dringo Korez at the same time, and also block the enemy off should they desire to move here. Now, none of you, I take it, can reach Misty Mountain, but you'll be able to do so next turn. Lovely. And that keeps us in the money for just a teensy bit. Damn you, Matt's map. Yes, I very much take it personally. What do we have then? Arbal, you do technically now have enough money to allow this guy to recruit for you. Maybe what we do is wait for this to come up, which will enable you to recruit at higher, well, ranks and stuff like that. And there's potential. I did want to see the blood shrines, but I think we're past that once again. Yeah. Also, I really feel like we should put this on cooldown, but there's nothing I want to raise. The problem with this being only active when you're at war with a faction is the fact that you have to be at war with a faction, which we're better off just attacking them, sacking them, raising them, occupying. You know what I mean? Getting all the rewards out of that, rather than nothing. Wait, outpost upgrade available. Huh? How many turns did it take to... What? Where did I see outpost? Oh, Legion of Asgore. Yes, my bad. How defended is Black Fortress? Not defended at all. Freaking... Okay, so this is the big problem with AI... with AI Chaos Dwarfs. They never build their defensive structures, which means this is a tier 5 freaking thing with all of their special buildings and a Dreadquake Mega Mortar, and basically absolute trash in terms of defenses, just mostly basic Chaos Dwarf warriors. Now this will give them a little bit better defenses if we give them a outpost, but damn. Black Fortress? Oh, here it is. Alright, construct outpost. Alright, anyway, let's see about ending the turn. And I hope I didn't forget anything, but it's too late now. Also, very decent likelihood that Queeky, well, one of his or several of his armies are going to go this way, away from Sky. Aha! Ooh, you really shouldn't have moved in March stance. That's not going to end well for you, buddy. And Bloody Hands, what don't you like? You don't like our strategic threat. Why don't you become a strategic threat yourself, and then we'll be even? Did you ever think of that? No. Any attacks? Looks like these guys are safe, at least for now. No ambushes at any rate. Okay, we're looking good. Legion of Asgore, Confederation, Drawn to Destruction, etc. Does that... No. Okay, this place is not yet complete. You can be repaired. You can be... Simmering Angered. You can be built up. Alright, we'll need these to get up and running. Huh. And you see why I don't use Mad's map? It did it again. Twice in a row. And it, instead of taking us to where it is advantageous, it takes us to where it is not advantageous. That's 20% twice in a row, mind you. If I had this kind of luck when, I don't know, something, then... and now these guys have 5 frickin' units available to them, and they might be able to attack us. Do we just lose the Mads map, or do we risk it one more time? I will risk it one more time against my better judgment. Frickin' Mads map. Anyway, Skarby. Take out my rage on the rats, if you will. Now, it's this army that's in march stance, right? Yes, it is. Alrighty, so Skarby, kill. He's at 18 out of 20 units. We really got to get him an exalted hero. We just need the capacity. Valiant defeats. Ooh, a third army was nearby in ambush. That is magnificent. Well done to the rats. We've got a, well, we've got an absolute feast of blood and skulls before us. Even if every single one is a little one, you can't pop just one. Kill. Alrighty, here we go. The hidden third army in ambush has made this a very interesting fight with a ton of enemies. Warp fire going towards Skarbrand, and ooh, I like the I like his big old skull pauldron there. Though, funnily enough, with the little with the armor looking the way that it does here, it almost looks like a vampiric little piece of armor. Huh, quite interesting. Plus, with the sort of fanged heads, you could definitely see something like that on a vampire lord. But I digress. We are going to head directly towards the first enemy army and try to do as much damage to it as possible. There we go, with our first order of business to go after the enemy Doomwheel riding a Warlock Master, obviously forcing him into Rampage, and we will try to get him off field so he cannot spam those Warp Lightning and damage our piles of Bloodletters. He loses half of his HP, but I'd wager that he has enough HP to survive before the Rampage runs out, and gotta keep working at him though. And he's still trying to escape. Lots of rats go flying, and the rest of our forces still making their way forward, but we are being rather careful here. There's 2 reasons for this. One, when the reinforcements arrive, they will have artillery and range units that will be able to fire upon us, so we did want to get at least some of the units a little bit closer towards us. And the other big thing is the fact that the enemy has 3 warp bombs available to them. Now, I'm pretty sure warp bombs are physical damage, not magical damage, but they do hit very hard. And we've got 30% physical resistance. In theory, a Bloodletter unit should be able to survive it. The reason I think that warp bombs are physical is that I vaguely recall... Okay, now here's the problem. I don't remember if this was in vanilla or in SFO, but I do remember using a unit of Cairn Wraiths and having them get hit by a warp bomb and taking barely any damage whatsoever, due to that ethereal nature of theirs. Which makes me believe the warp bomb is in fact a physical explosion, though warpstone is the stuff of congealed magic essentially, and I mean, it could very well be magical as well. But anyway, I digress as usual. The battle has begun. The reinforcements are making their way onto the battlefield now, and the Bloodletters face off against the piles of enemy clan rats, storm vermin, plague monks, what have you. Skarbrand is of course going after critical targets and trying to annoy the enemy. Ooh, very big hit, delivering 50% HP damage to that poor Master Assassin. Our fire weakness is down to only minus 40% compared to the kind of fire weakness we've had in the past against the Tomb Kings. Partly because we have less units and heroes. Well, no, partly. We have less units and heroes in the army and in follower armies nearby, which usually, once again, significantly lower the enemy fire resistances. Now, I'm pretty sure the first of the enemy warp bombs has gone off at this point and probably damaged one of our units somewhere. I think it was I think it might have been the corn dogs here. They're suspiciously low in HP compared to everybody else. I'm sure more of those warp bombs will follow, but the fighting as yet will continue. And for the most hurt of the Fleshhounds, we will back them off to where they hopefully don't encounter a second warp bomb. Speaking of warp, looks like the enemy has moved in with a warp quake and a seismic snare, as one of those darn units of warp grinders do manage to make their way forward. I was trying to distract as many of them as possible with both Skarbrand and Khorne's Bloody Fist, but obviously there were too many for us to get them all. And they will dish out plenty of damage, I'm sure, to the Bloodletters. The Arena Butchers here, with 50% of their HP, have to be careful. And it looks like another unit of Bloodletters over on the right flank. The Skull Letters is going to take another warp quake, and there it is. There is the explosion from the warp bomb. These two are now severely damaged, and we're going to have to back both the Head Hackers and the Arena Butchers off, as another warp bomb will kill them off. Fortunately, there is a big pile of disgusting greenish, brackish water here that we're going to send all of our hurt units to, just so that it slows enemies down if they try to move towards us. Alright, and none of the Skull Letters are going to join them, since they're pretty severely beat up. However, even with 3 units, or 4 units actually, of Bloodletters backing off, the battle yet continues. We also do have other Bloodletters on field that we have summoned, like these guys. 90 melee attack, 1 melee defense, melting away, and still taking heads. That's a Khorne demon for you. I'll love to see it. Ooh, and the final reinforcements have arrived, which include Death Globes and Poison Wind Globadiers. Gotta have to be careful about those, as well as the enemy artillery. That is going to be the target of our Fleshhounds, which move, or 3 of our units of Fleshhounds. 2 of them are too severely damaged to continue the fight, or at least to continue risking a warp bomb to the face. But these guys should tear apart those artillery crews reasonably quickly, and are in fact slowed down primarily by the fact that the artillery pieces are at the edge of the map. Death Globe is going to be very dangerous to the Bloodletters, and hopefully we won't let them fire off too many of those as Skarbrand moves in to try to block them off. And that's super high damage dealing, armor piercing, magical damage on those Death Globes. And splash damage at that. Fortunately, I don't imagine they'll have too many more chances to get those off, as the Fleshhounds now move in to aid Skarbrand in tying them down and preventing them from firing. The bounce power has shifted to about, let's say, 75% in our favor, though as we can see, we've withdrawn about 1/3 of our army from severe damage at this point, primarily due to warp bombs rather than enemy attacks. But that's about as we expected. The enemy did try to move 2 units of Rat Ogres onto the flanks as well, but we actually met them with the summoned Bloodthirster on one side and the Khorne's Bloody Fist on the other side, and they were able to kick those Rat Ogres out. And with that, by the looks of it, the Rat battle comes to a close. 3 enemy stacks destroyed by Skarbrand's now 18 out of 20 incomplete stack. And we live to fight another day. Gotta admit, all of these Bloodletters are storied champions of Khorne, each and every one of them now, just considering how many rampages and battles they have fought in following Skarbrand. They'll make a nice core for our Bloodletter Lord, while Skarbrand, well, he had to wait for his elites and all that, so yeah. A lovely, lovely fight. Alrighty, there we go. The Skaven did attempt that clever little ambush, and I will readily admit that it was a very solid attempt. Unfortunately for them, it was against Skarbrand, and yeah. Skarbrand, of course, getting 404 kills, 61k, 62k damage dealt, and 6.2k damage dealt as gold value. As for the Bloodletters, ooh, looks like the Coneheads actually managed to beat out the Hellforged Toast in damage and kill count. Very nice. Though the Blood Donors and the Red Hot Pokers with 33k not far behind, the B Positives, the Arena Butchers, Frankly, and oh, Skull Letters take the prize this time around, but Skull Cleavers and everybody's hovering around 30k and doing roughly evenly. So, well done to all of them. And the dangerous thing, of course, was the warp bombs in that particular battle, which severely damaged several of the units of Bloodletters and dogs, and we had to back them off. Speaking of dogs, by the looks of it, with 24k damage roughly tied, it's the Khorne dogs and the Bloodhounds. Now, we need to chase down what remains of this, so I think we'll want to auto-resolve that, so I think we'll have to devour captives as much as I'd like the skulls and the additional money. And just no choice in the matter. Like so, and... Huh. Were there two armies? I was one destroy... Oh, whatever. Let me kill the battle, let me kill the battle, let me kill the battle, potion of speed. Then, Dringo-Karaz has the fortified entries, however, we can walk past it by killing Pestilich, like so. And auto-resolving what's here. Probably gonna take some damage, but it is what it is, and we will simply heal up again. Like so. Then we will raise Dringo-Karaz. Ooh, we can actually reach... Huh. We can reach Crooked Fang Fort, but it's a main settlement, although I suppose we could sack it. And then move back to Dringo-Karaz. This shouldn't be exerting a zone of control because we just killed all this stuff. So if we sack Crooked Fang and then move back to move back to sack Dringo-Karaz as well. It's 13k. That's pretty good. Well, these guys can move again. Yeah, I think we'll go past this because it's at the edge of our range. If I could actually just click you. It's kind of... Hello? There you go. It was kind of not letting me do that, but anyway. We'll do this, and it is a level 1, isn't it? Ha ha ha. That's a shame. That's a crying shame. I was hoping it would be a high tier settlement, but alas. Nonetheless, I think we'll still sack it. Because, I mean, we'd have to move back up here to reoccupy it, and yeah, just sack it. That will recover some movement range. Enough to go towards Dringo-Karaz and sack it. Like so. And that did not recover it. Huh. Okay, well, that's unfortunate, but it is what it is. I guess you're gonna go into raiding. Well, actually, no, let's move you a little bit further this way. Put you into raiding stance. We'll head you down to Asgal rather, and Brad Tommen. In the meantime, you guys, we will have the Scarlet Legion move to Misty Mountain and occupy it. With a quick little auto-resolve, we don't really care about what happens to the actual units. You guys will, of course, move on in, and you will move on in, and you know what, I'm gonna give you... What are you again? Battle Master. What are you guys? Menaces. You know what? You know what? Battle Master. There you go. Have a third one. Why not?
No, great.
And auto-resolve this way. Shouldn't there be another one? 1, 2, 3... We're missing one. We're missing a guy. Who's missing? Tavi? No, Eddie. Eddie, go here, though I'm willing to bet it'll damage you. But it is what it is. I don't think anybody can reach you. Is this, Ruin? Desolation of Nagash is owned by the Knights of Calador. Oh, that's actually a good thing, because we don't have to go there for the rats, at least until the, elves declare war on us, and they're fighting nobody currently. Out of curiosity. Minus 101. Yeah, I don't think they're joining that war, unfortunately, but it is what it is. Anyway, Eddie, as I was saying, we're gonna move you here. And if you take damage, you take damage. That's just life. Sometimes you take damage. Auto-resolve. And raise the place for... Well, to replace you... wait, blood... I think blood hosts don't raise good blood hosts. Was that the case? They raise a weaker blood host if you use a blood host to make a blood host? Is that the case? Okay, well, I'm gonna double check again. Oh, actually, our skulls are getting low. But you know what? I'm just gonna raise it the old-fashioned way. You know what? Screw it. I want to test it. Alright, so just to double check, another Khorne mutant. The new blood host, yeah, see, this new blood host is weaker than other ones. Unless it's just that Skarbrand raising a blood host makes a better blood host. But I wanted to make sure to check, so here we are. Alrighty, you guys, move north, so that if you get attacked, you're the one that gets, well, attacked. And then you guys, I'd love to send you to Crad Tommen, but we don't know if it's full of rats, so we're just going to have to wait it out. You guys all sit here in encamp stance. in case there's a full stack here, which is very much a distinct possibility. Yeah, they clearly have probably 2 armies remaining, even after all that, so yeah. Anyway, the Fear Reapers and Gulgast. Gulgast, I would like you to go into regular stance. Damn weak Winds of Magic. And then go here. I wonder, will you heal it? See, these guys can't determine it for us, can they? No, at least not right now. Alright, you go here. Grab this Remnants of Battle. Like so, and I'm gonna say Call of True Silver. Heavy Iron, that'll help you fight things as you keep searching for islands. Major Rager, you're gonna go back into Combat Trials and then start moving towards Sotek's Trail. Malefex Festerheart is here. 3 military presence, so he's the only one here at this current time. How many territories do you have, by the way? 10, so a fair bit. And I'm sure the Kairos' stack is pretty nice, but, well, we're gonna have to deal with it either way, so deal with it we shall. Then, back to Gulgast, you need to heal up. I guess we could put you into Lamia, but... minus 21. Oh, wow, this place is not happy. Alrighty, well, nonetheless, you're going to go in regular stance right at the edge of this territory, heal up for 1 more turn, then go grab the Skull Reef, and then come back, maybe here or maybe even land in the Elven territory and go after them. In the meantime, the Fear Reapers, I'd like you to go all the way here and double check for more islands, and also keep an eye on these guys. We can capture the port, so we could make a lot of money out of the Sea Dragon's Teeth. Actually, that might be a decent option for you. Send you out here, kill all the undead, capture the Dragon Isles, and then kill Kugat. Just because we can. Alrighty. What else do we have here? Grawl, you're one of these guys, so you're staying still. Arbol, you are stuck where you are, buddy. Keep recruiting. Well, actually, start recruiting. Okay, we'll deal with that in a second. Scout. Move out this way. Where is Sail the Faithless? And other scout you are going to see about Valkia, so go this way. Alright, looking pretty okay. Maybe these guys will survive. Nah, I still doubt it. It's Grimgar. They'll probably foolishly... Oh! They've already lost the Volary because... Yeah, that's their main... They won't even be able to construct the units we want, so... They will be useless to us, alas. And I am a little bit worried about the Legion of Asgore as well, I do admit. But again, it is what it is. Don't you frickin' screw me again, Mads Map. Anyway. Oh. Next turn, we could give that to Gulgast because he'll go out to sea and thereby will be immune to its nonsense. Which is good. This doesn't enable... Nah, I was hoping that it would increase the healing. We don't have a cultist here, which is the problem. And in fact, it might be better to get a cultist rather than a second exalted hero. We just have to get capacity, which I don't believe we have right now. We do have another Menace of the Blood Reapers, though. We should gotta keep an eye on that. Exalted heroes, and yes, 6 out of 4. Oh, and we have a Menace one, too. Oh well. What am I gonna do about it? For now, though, we are going to recruit, so... Let's briefly go back to Arbol. After we pop off the Bread and Bloodshed, it won't actually reduce the recruitment cost, but it will reduce the time that it takes to recruit, and that thereby the time not fighting, and thereby it's good. Let's do you, I guess. We could do a Mauler Bloodspeaker, which will temporarily reduce the cost as well. Let's do the Mauler Bloodspeaker. Like so. And then we will pop off the... 2 more turns until Devotion's Tithe. Okay, that's the thing that we want to keep an eye on. Yeah, alright, let's go for Bread and Bloodshed. Like so. Then you will go for... Okay, you already have Inspiring Presence. There's nothing here that gives you recruitment, does it? I don't think it does. Yeah, get the Control and Coordinate Corruption, though. Gruesome Display and Speed and get Dark Rumor, just because, just in case, rather, you get attacked. Then we will want to grab... wait. How many levels do these guys need in order to be upgraded to Chaos Knights of Khorne 6? We'll definitely have some Chaos Knights. I also want some Flush Hounds, though I think we can't build them here. What's the cost to build them globally? 3,000 like this. What about like this? Oh, it's the exact same amount.
When I call,
with the reductions, but we actually end up losing money because we're not raiding, so thereby it's better to recruit them like this. Alright, how many fleshhounds do we want for Arbal? I do feel like because he has a fleshhound mount, he should have some. Either way, let's get him some Marauder Horsemen of Khorne for now, to represent his cav. And I'll figure out what exactly I want to put into his army. I'm not spending 12k on fleshhounds, though. That's kind of insane. And they're usually fairly cheap to recruit. I guess if we make one of these places a dimensional cascade, we'll easily be able to build that there. Also, we have the frickin' skulls per turn building here, which is kind of meh. But it is helping with the Khornate corruption here, so perhaps for now, keep it. Maybe. Alright, fine, just keep it. Keep it. Recruit as you are. Who else needs to move, that is? Other than Arbal, which does not. I believe that's nobody. Alright, let's see what Mad's map does to us this time. Actually, you know what, I lied. Let's check if there are any more post-battle loot buildings to build. Alright, the Death Gorge stuff. We could build a... yeah, just build a Pillar of Bone. It's gonna bother me. We don't have any blood shrines yet, but, well, other than mounts, but we will eventually. And here you have... well, you could, in theory, build the arsenal for additional cultist capacity. I feel like that's actually more valuable than just one trophy hall. Wait, trophy hall? Oh. The trophy hall will unlock Karanak. Never mind. Karanak it is. Alrighty. That'll help with the dogs as well. Now I believe we can end the turn, mostly because I don't want to go through that list again. Alright, let's see what happens with Gwa. And with Mad's map. Alrighty, let's see. Will anybody... nope, no ambushes from Moors, okay. Well, it makes sense that they're too afraid of Skarbrand, but I figured that they might at least try to move towards one of the other armies, but at the same time, maybe they're too far away. And we did kind of sort of block off their, path to our single heroes, so it does make sense. Wolfricky, what you want? You want us to join this counter-offer? How about a military alliance? No? We will eventually declare war on Reichland, but until, yeah, for now, no dice. Why military alliance? Not so much because I want to get drawn into the wars, well, eventually, well, we will, because Khorne, but because it gives us more allegiance. And Gwa has gone this way, Melgor's blocking him off. You. I will send you in march stance to Karagarud. Huh. Does this reduce your chances of interception? I feel like you can intercept in that stance. Ugh, and now they're going this way to even more undefended territories. But nonetheless, I'd go in regular stance. I don't think they can attack Karagarud. At least I don't think they have enough units. I can't believe this army that's costing us 3,000 gold and has all these units for our other armies has been wasting so many turns because of this. New regional power, Reichland. Oh, that's what I like to see. Drawn to Destruction, Doomglade, and Libaras, which completes this territory as well, giving us the opportunity to put the blood tributes, still 2 turns of that bloody unhappy populace. Build these up while you're at it. And I was going to upgrade you, but it's too... well, not yet. Alright, then lose the frickin' Mad's map. Ugh. Alrighty, then Gulgast. It'd be nice to heal for another turn, but we can always heal after landing and killing. Yeah, you know what? Go for Mad's map then. One thing I find, well, okay, one of the many things I find annoying about Mad's map is that you can't take it off the very turn, but the bonus campaign movement range, well, I guess it makes sense. You could probably abuse it too much if the campaign movement range was... yeah, we do. Wait, we heal more at sea than in our own territory because this is yellow territory. Of course we do. And here as well. What was I saying? Yeah, the fact that you can't remove it, but it also does not give you the additional movement range in the same turn. As I said, I feel like that makes sense, just because I feel like you could abuse it too much otherwise. Looks like another jerkface has moved into Dringokaraz, and that's actually a decent army, I gotta say. Do we have... It's a field battle now, because after we sacked it, it destroyed its military structure. We will fight this, however, I think we will fight this next time as we are effectively out of time, and this is probably going to be a good place to call it. Once again, I've been really enjoying the fact that, also damn Mad's map, but anyway, I've been really enjoying the fact that we are effectively... Oh. Kairos is here with a full stack and another full stack. Wasn't expecting that. Yeah, I've been enjoying the fact that we have effectively got a bunch of episodes with an enemy, wherein we are constantly fighting that one enemy, and then the next episode we go for another enemy. We had the dwarfs, and the next episode we had the, well, actually, before the dwarfs we had the vampire counts, while we finished off the Tomb Kings, but then we had the dwarfs, then we had the next episode we had the lizards, and then now we have the rats, and it's lovely. And then we'll have greenskins, and we'll have ogres, and we'll have high elves, and undead, and yeah, lots of enemies around, lots of fun to be had, so stay tuned. Don't forget to leave those likes and comments below, especially the threshold. All glory to the algorithm. And thanks for watching.